As you can see, I am no longer in my kitchen. And what that means is that I am at the new house in my new comic book room, which as you can see is devoid of any kind of decoration, any kind of accoutrement. I am, however, surrounded by a ton of short boxes and comic books. This is actually the first time that my collection has actually been in the same place in more than a year. To mark this occasion, I have a big book. If you want to see what it is, stay tuned to this video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and want to welcome you to another one of my videos. This is a very special video. It is the first one that I'm doing from my new comic book room in my new house. Super excited about this. I've been very focused on getting other parts of the house set up. The kids' bedroom, the kitchen, the master bedroom, all that good stuff, hanging TVs and all that. I have spent very little time in this room. And in fact, I have a huge stack of unopened comic books to the left of me that I hope to be able to open up sometime soon. But I did want to shoot a video and I wanted to share with you guys a new book that I've picked up. I alluded to this book in some previous videos that I shot, and maybe you picked up the hint of what this book will actually be. But let me go ahead and give you a little prelude to what I'm about to show. As I was doing some things in this room, moving some boxes around, I actually came across a really cool book. I believe from the 90s. It was drawn by Valentino when he was working on Guardians of the Galaxy, which is another movie that I'm a huge fan of and just finished watching another, I think it was episode or volume 3 again. But I saw this book and I wanted to pull it out because I thought it was a really cool cover and very reminiscent in some ways of the 90s with a little bit of some foiling going on. So this is a Guardians of the Galaxy 25. I thought it was a really cool cover featuring Guardians of the Galaxy and also Galactus. But I thought that was a really cool one. So very nice cover there. And as you guys know, this has been a huge topic of conversation for me over the last couple of videos. So what is the big book? I actually picked this book up shortly after watching some videos by RB3. This book was already on my list. It was already something that I was targeting. But after watching that video, it kind of accelerated my desire to pick this book up in the near term versus the long term, partly because I was actually going for a much higher graded book, just because I like higher grade books. But after watching this video, I decided to adjust my thinking just a little bit to look at this book a little bit differently. So the book that I actually picked up was this one. Fantastic Four 48. This is a book that is a stranger to no one. It is the first appearance of Galactus and also the first appearance of the Silver Surfer. This is a wonderful, wonderful book that I've actually read twice already. Once a couple of months ago when I decided to pick it up, and then just recently when this copy came in. It is a lower grade copy, as you can probably see by some of the things happening over here on the spine and some of these creases and folds. It is definitely a lower grade copy, but if you watch RB3's video, you'll definitely understand where I'm coming from and why I decided to pick this book up at this lower grade. It all makes a whole lot of sense. As a friend of mine likes to say, no matter what grade you get, if you have a book, at least you're in the game. And that's kind of where my head is with this particular book. But it is a wonderful story arc. If you have not had a chance to read it, it's 48, 49, and 50. Highly encourage you to read this one. If you watched my previous video, you know that I already picked up Fantastic Four 49. But I also wanted to snag 48 because I think it's a wonderful book to have. And in my opinion, I think you have to have all three of those books, the trilogy, to have it make sense in your collection. So Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, my very first video from the new location, and also got a big book to kind of celebrate that. So over the next, hopefully coming weeks, I'm going to be doing some videos featuring the build out of this particular room. If you follow me on Instagram at Regie Collects, you've already seen some of the footage where actually we pulled up the floors here in the room. We installed new floors. We installed new baseboards. There were some spots where there was some cabinetry hanging and some rods for clothes. We actually removed a lot of that stuff and then had to plaster, retexture, and then paint the walls. So I've done all of that stuff over the last several days just to get everything kind of set up, and we are basically dealing with a bare bones room that has a lock, which I'm super excited about because that gives me a lot of flexibility to be able to leave books out without having my kids wander in here and tear things up as they do because they're children. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Stay tuned for some really cool stuff coming up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I highly encourage you to do it. And whether you're subscribed or not, hit the little button so that you can receive notifications of updates that I make to the channel. Take care and thanks a lot.